Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascolese, the Inventress. I'm the CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z, AOE, and here on the Inventress Podcast, I am beyond excited to have this incredible guest on our show. She's an author. I mean, I want her to tell you like a little bit of her backstory. I can't even, there's so much to say about this wonderful, amazing entrepreneur who is killing it everywhere on social media and every bookstore, everywhere books are being sold. Her name is Chelsea Chong Kim. That sounds like a TV name, by the way.
Oh,
You
thank
sound
you.
like a star. And
Wow.
she is the author of, I don't want to mess it up, but it's Carol, the Carrots, and what else about the bowl?
Carol the carrot bowls for the salad bowl.
I love it. I'm excited.
I'm
Chelsea, I am so happy to have you on my podcast. Beyond exciting. How the heck are you?
I'm doing fabulous on a Friday afternoon with you, Lisa. You're such an inspiration, a rock star. I've been a fan of you, following you on Instagram. You've been
Oh,
dancing all in YouTube on Instagram. I'm such a fan of you. And thank you. I'm such an
well,
honor to have you. And being on this interview with you, I'm super happy.
I'm super happy to have you here. So let's get right to it. I have so many questions to ask. All right, so the first question I'll ask you is I'm going to get right to it.
For
This
sure.
book, this book, how did you come up with this amazing book? Why? Why? What's the
Well,
purpose?
yeah, so the idea came from my combination of my personal childhood experiences
Oh,
and my years of teaching. So as a child, I was always that shy, introverted kid who found her voice through a small leadership roles, like creating clubs or organizing events. I always remember founding the first historical Korean club in high school. So I always found like there's no Korean club at all. It was just very dry, just chess club. There was only a dance club, and I don't hate on all those clubs. I'm just saying there was no flavor in that high school. I feel like there needed some more like cultural clubs in the high school. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna create a first Korean club in the high school. So which I did in first history of ever in 60 years. So I
what?
created one. I was like, why not? Let's just go for it.
What? Where were you raised? Where did you live?
I live in well, I used to live
At
in
the
Los
time?
Angeles, and in that high school was Culver City.
In California. Okay, so you lived in California.
Oh yeah, in California, yes.
So that is where you said, okay, in Culver City, I know what that is beautiful. My actually one of my cousins lives out there. So you decided as how and how old were you?
I believe at that time was 17 when I first started making that Korean club. And it actually, I don't know where it came from, where that determination actually came from, which actually gave me the first taste of leadership. Like I was like, where the heck am I going to go with this? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I just grab all my best friends. I'm like, you're going to be a secretary. You're going to be my vice president. Okay, you over there, can you come be my secretary? I mean, just grab a paper and pencil. Okay, you. All right, we're gonna play all the K-pop music that I know and that in the 2000s, I believe, 2000 and I think it
Yeah,
was
he's a kid from the
2009 or something,
Yes.
whatever
But
it was.
wait a minute. This came from somewhere. Your parents, your aunt and uncle, you, because I believe that that leadership comes from somewhere. Unless you're just like, baby, I was born this way, which is very possible. So for you at 17, you're saying you were very shy prior to that. And then
Yes.
all of a sudden, I'm coming out. You came out at 17 and you decided to start a club. Why? Why would you do that? And wait. And what gave you the power? Because something gives you the power when you're shy. Something happened.
You know what? That was a really good question. Because had no idea I'm gonna join the ASB. For those who don't know what ASB is, it's a student body leadership program in any high school or middle school. You probably heard of it in your school before.
Yes.
I was just scouted, meaning like I was just picked up, hey, you want to be in student leadership? I was like, sure. They interview me, they're like, I like your attitude, I like your determination, you're in. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm in. So I went in there, I got the position, and they're like, oh, I like how you draw. I like your creativity. You want to be a commissioner? Sure, why not? And I think God, like, I'm a believer, and everyone who's
First
out
and
there, I'm a
foremost.
Christian, I'm a believer. I'm just like putting into these positions, and then that gave me determination, this power of like, okay, I guess I can just go with this flow. And then I just had this power of like this leadership where like, okay, I guess I can go with some with this. I'm like, all right. And then there was this moment where like, okay, there's gonna be a senior. See, I believe that was a term. There was a time where there was a junior class secretary position, and I just did it. I ran for it. I did that. And then there was a senior class treasury position. I did that, and I ran for that. And
Well,
then
wait, hold up, wait a minute. Who in your family, I have to get back to that because I know that's where it comes from, or I don't know. Is anybody in your family? There's got to be leadership. Somebody has got, unless you, again, if you were born that way, you're born that way. But it took you until 17 to do that, unless you did other things. I think you're just a leader. I think as much as you're saying you were shy prior to 17, I believe that you were doing other things because, as far as I know, and I know this much, you were probably always a leader. Who, again, who, your parents? Are they in leadership roles? Is your mother a powerhouse, silent, quiet powerhouse? I need to know that background.
you know what? If you want to really know my family, I guess it comes from my mom because
Mhm.
my dad passed away when I was 10 years old.
Sorry.
Was he served as a soldier in South Korea. He
Okay.
fought I don't know the whole history because he passed away when I was super young. So I don't know the whole background of that, which by the way, guys, my second book is gonna be based on him. He's coming out as a character this time. And the first book, actually, my mom and brother comes out on my first book. My mom, actually, she is a powerhouse lady. She
What
was,
about?
huh?
That's what I'm talking about. There's no way. Like if
Well,
you
we talk
become the
about leadership.
power, you become the power that you are surrounded with. You have to have a superpower, superhero, super people, unless
True.
maybe I was born that way. And so, and many of us are. But usually there's somebody who elicits that
Mm.
energy, that sleeping giant, if you will, inside of you, or
Mm.
you're watching your mom, listening to the positive information that your mother is feeding you without even knowing that she's encouraging you that way.
That's
Okay.
good. Yeah, I like how you brought that up because I didn't really thought my mom would be that leadership role that I would ever thought about because it was always in my blood where it was always like defaulted. Like she's supposed to be like that. My mom was supposed to be that type of role, and I would never thought like she was my leadership role model. I always thought it was my fifth grade teacher. If you were going to talk about like, oh, who was actually your role model in your life, then it would be my fifth grade teacher who actually was my role model to become an educator. Um,
Okay.
then that was where I actually had my education and my what if there anybody asked me like why did you become a teacher? What made you become a teacher? I'm like, oh, well, if you tell me, then my fifth grade teacher was actually my role model to become a teacher in the first place. And that's how my whole journey became an educator. And she actually taught me like Miss Foster, if I don't know if you're still out there in the world, she's an absolute
Oh,
superstar. She showed me
oh,
what diversity was. She showed me like it doesn't matter who you are. She was a powerhouse. Like, you know what? Like she danced while she was teaching. She didn't care like if you didn't know what math was. She was like, you know what, math, I don't care if you hate math. Like, you know, one plus one could be a dance move. You know, I'm like, oh my God.
that. So, but this is it. So
So,
not only did you have it through your innately, because it's through your genes, I promise you, your mom was a sleeping or quiet giant, right? And probably
yes,
still is, right? She doesn't brag about what she does. She doesn't say anything. She
yes,
gives you guidance and guides you through what's right and what's power, and that you will not and cannot fail, but you will always win, and you will
yes,
lift others up and teach and do all of these things. So you were inspired by your teacher that I absolutely love. I was inspired by I was my senior year. What, I'm not going to get into me, but anyway, I was empowered by one of my teachers. But I know through my family roots, it was my mother, my grandmother, the women of our family were powerhouses. So you were not only taught by or helped and inspired by this teacher, your mother. So now you become a teacher. You have now decided to. I don't want to let you tell the story, but you said tell the story because it's yours. You're no
I
longer
mean,
teaching, right?
yeah, so yeah, like, well, going based on this book and everything, I started this Korean club in high school, which gave me my first taste of leadership. And even when I wasn't like ready for it, or wherever this whole idea of leadership came from, or where this confidence came from, later as a teacher, I saw so many students struggle with the same feeling of self-doubt. Like when I saw
Mm-hmm.
students in my classroom, all the years I taught from K to 12th grade, like when I saw each student, they all had a common denominator. They were too scared to ask this question. They were
Mm-hmm.
too scared, like, oh, I can't be a class president. No, not me. Oh, because
Yes.
I'm this, because I'm that, because I'm blank. No, like even like a strong, determined, big macho kid, even that kid was shy. Even that kid was introverted. In deep side, deep in their heart, they have a giant saying like, "You can't do that because you're
Yes.
not good enough." So
Yes.
I created this book where I wanted all these kids to be like, no matter if you're a carrot, no matter you have a bushy hair like this, no matter if you look like a broccoli or a eggplant or a tomato or a mandarin, even though you look like a mandarin, you maybe look like an orange, doesn't matter your name or your shape or your sizes, or if you drew outside of the line, if you drew inside of the line, doesn't matter. That's the concept of the salad bowl struck me. And I was like, I gotta make this book. I gotta make a salad bowl concept. So that's how the book came up.
Oh, and that's who we are, right?
Yes.
We are one big mix of different salads and fruit and vegetables and whatever. We're all a mix and we're all a culture. We see these things. We see how we come together in tragic times. I mean, we're seeing
Yes.
it over in California and, it's happened throughout history. But I love this book and I love how you explain it. I love how you became the leader and you said, this is it. You've done so many things in your adult life to
Mhm.
inspire others. This book, I want you to read a page. Give us a page out of this book.
Sure. Ooh,
Oh,
how?
so Jose, I need this book. I have to get it.
Oh my goodness. I hope you do.
I
Well,
do have to get it. I'm getting it tonight because I need to
oh,
read
I hope
Olivia
so.
Island Ivy.
Well, there's um, let me see. There's my favorite scene in this book, which is there's two scenes. There's a bathroom scene
Uh huh.
after when they were like, oh, making fun of her, get out of here, whatever. And it's a bathroom scene.
Okay.
Here we go. As she walked down the hallway, she heard someone sobbing in the bathroom. She opened the door. Orange, are you okay? Orange shook her head. I had lots of friends at my old school, but not here. Why does everyone make fun of me? Carol didn't know what to say. And I'm not an orange, you know. I'm a mandarin, but no one cares. I care, said Carol. Do you have another name? Mandy the Mandarin. Don't laugh. I won't laugh. I'm Carol the Carrot. They both laughed, and that made it okay. So that's a bathroom scene. And then fast forward to there was a scene that I really thought this was the highlight of like the moment where they're like, it's okay. We are here as a team. And I think this is the determination where they're like, oh, this is doesn't matter if we make a strike in bowling, the bowling term, if we make a strike or spare or miss. I think this one was the actual really good scene when they said this part. Well, let me see. I think it was this.
This is so, 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 so sweet as you look for the pages. I
And
love this so much because we're from a mixed family and
oh,
blended family, very, very, very blended. And we've always been proud of that. There's never ever been a moment. My kids are very proud. Um, but this is something that some people are not self-confidence with. They're not confident with whether the shape, the color, the this or that. And I love this book because you're telling everybody that no matter who they are, how tall, how small, how big, whatever the color is, that they are good. They need to be good with themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
go ahead,
exactly.
give that story.
It's gonna be the last one I'm gonna share, and then you guys could go ahead and on Amazon and go purchase it.
We will, better believe it.
So this one. Don't worry, Carol, squeezing Mandy's arm. We're just warming up. Carol threw several strikes in a row. Mandy couldn't shake her nervousness and threw her ball into the gutter many times. The others' pairs were scoring strikes and spares. Now, whenever Carol and Mandy took their turns, everyone jeered and made rude noises. I can't do this, Carol, Mandy cried. You play without me. Listen to me, Mandy. I can't be a team without you. Carol took Mandy's hand. Think of all the practicing we did. Think about how much you love this game. So this is about sportsmanship, teamwork, and embracing
I
your day.
love that. I love the characters. I love the shapes. You know, this I have to, I'm going to purchase three of them for all three of my granddaughters.
Thank
Because
you.
that is really, they're learning. They're just starting to learn. Olivia's 2.5. She'll be 3 in March.
Oh,
But the babies, the twins, they'll be a year old next month, but they all read and they're all different. And the twins, I noticed yesterday, they're so different. They behave differently. They look different. They're fraternal twins. And Olivia, just so smart and just understanding. The other day she said to me, Grandmama, you look like her. And it was Whoopi Goldberg. Like she sees colors now. Like she's starting to see the shades of people. It happened to be I had the view on freeze frame. And she says, "Oh, grandmama, you look like her, or you look like." They're starting to see things and understand the differences between people, and everybody should be accepted no matter who they are, what they look like. So I love this. I love this. I love this. Say the name of the book again. We have to repeat it 2 and 3 times because I want everybody to go out and purchase this book. Carol the Carrot Bowls. Oh, look at all. It's what is that? What is the round thing? Is that a button? So
this
we
is
have
a
the
walnut
bowling
and a
ball.
peanut.
I love this for
At
the
first, you
salad
should see
bowl.
the original illustration. The original
Oh,
illustration, we're about to put like a regular bowling ball with a regular pin. I was like, no, can we actually have like an actual salad concept? So I was like, can we switch it up to a nut? Because you know, salad bowl, we have like nuts, like a peanut. I mean,
nuts and
we can mix
berries.
it up a little bit, you know?
You're the best. You are the best, girl. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for being on this show. And we're going to have you back on again because we need to continue. I want you to read the whole story. Have you back on again in a couple of weeks, please. I love this so much. When I purchase the book, okay? When I
Okay.
get the book, we'll get on and talk about this again. So, how can people reach out to you and purchase your book?
Well, they can reach out me on Chelsea Story underscore Nook on my Instagram. Go follow me there on my latest update. You guys can go purchase it on Amazon and on Ingram Spark if you guys want to order on bulk. And for my latest update, I'm preparing my second book on the series of Carol the Carrot, launching in spring of 2025. I am preparing it right now at this moment, and my illustrator just emailed me right now and keep updating me at this moment. And I also are offering several programs designed to boost your child's confidence through leadership initiatives. And additionally, I provide faith-based community for women seeking a safe space to connect and read Word of God. If you'd like me to speak at your school or arrange in an author visit, please visit my Instagram and go to my link tree. And if you're feeling shy, feel free to DM me. I love to hear from you. Or if you're personally shy like me, you guys can email me and just ask any questions you like. I would love to make an appointment with you one-on-one and just email me at chelseastorynook@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out my podcast, Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. And subscribe to my channel to stay inspired. Plus, I have an online merch store, as you can see. Uh,
Yes, love
cute
it.
my little cup here.
You're so good. Well,
Yeah.
you're amazing. You know how much I love you, Chelsea. You know.
Love you too,
You
Lisa.
know, you know, you are the absolute best. I so appreciate you. You're coming to the conference in May and you'll have a table with all of your books, right? So you're coming to the AOE conference May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd. So everyone, if you want to see her in person here on the East Coast, you'll come to the AOE conference and you'll meet her in person. And she'll say a couple of things too.
Oh
You
my
don't
gosh,
know that.
everybody, you have to
You
go
gotta
and see Lisa.
get out of your shy place because you're going to be speaking at the conference. You're going to be saying, hey, I'm Chelsea, and here's my book. Here are my books. Chelsea, thank you. You are such a blessing. Thank you so much for being here. Can't wait to see you again. Love you so much and appreciate you.
Thank you,
Have
Lisa.
a
Thank you
blessed day,
so much.
beautiful. Thank
Yay.
you. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.